Good evening, and welcome to the St. Petersburg By Night podcasting network. Tonight, we present to you our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Bloody Strings.
Welcome to another St. Pete by Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome back to Bloody Strings, one of the many chronicles here at St. Pete by Night. I am Devlin Kane, your humble storyteller this evening, and these are my lovely players. Please feel free to introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Noree, and I am playing Bellatrix, Whip of Clan Malkavian.
Hello, I am Truckexe, and I am playing the brash, brutal Bahari Bruja, Drake Monahan.
Hi, I'm Kendall. I'm playing Maggie Haywood the Hakata.
Hello, I'm Lekar, and I am playing the very dressed-down ne'er-do-well Matthew Halden.
Hey, I'm Mew, and I'm playing Sophie Clews, the Malted Milkshake Malkavian.
Fantastic. Now, before we went to break, last we left off, the Coterie was getting ready to perform an escort for a person of interest, going from Palm Harbor to St. Petersburg. They did a little bit of planning, and tonight is the night of the job. So we're going to go ahead and move to a coterie getting ready to move out from their haven. So as we go to the ascent, I'll go ahead and give you guys a little bit a scene here if you wish, if there's anything you wish to discuss, and then we will get the show on the road. The scene is yours.
Is everybody ready?
I mean, as ready as we can be with the information that we've been given.
Yeah, it's not much.
If, oh, sorry. You may go ahead.
Jake will raise an eyebrow. Well, if might as well be more fun with a bit of some surprises, wouldn't you think?
If we do come upon a surprise and we are separated, is there a place that we should meet up that isn't one of our more safe places in case we're followed, for example? Is there somewhere we can designate to meet up after?
We have those buildings that we acquired from our friends from Chicago. Could always use one of those. They're in our possession now.
That sounds
They're
good.
within the neutral zone.
Sure, let's get everybody get the address for that, so we can pick one of those.
She'll kind of say the addresses, because we never really went over those. I'll just know that they are in the neutral zone.
Yeah, most of the addresses that you have are north of St. Pete going into the Tampa territory, but there was a couple of structures in the northern zone, or the neutral zone. You guys receive the addresses. Carry on.
Matt is going to be at. He's going to have his laptop with him, and he's going to have Google Maps popped up, and he's going to kind of point out the different routes they're going to take.
Can you screenshot that and send it to me?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Can you show me how?
At this point,
Sure.
there is a knock at the door of the ascent.
I'll hop up and get it.
You open the door, you see a person wearing very similar to the outfit that Edwin has much of the Elysium Guard wearing. Kind of steps in. Short, clean cut, dark hair, a little bit of stubble. I am one of the drivers.
Oh,
Name's Jackson. The other three are waiting in the vehicle. Just wanted to come let you know that we're ready to go. We're told to follow your lead on this matter.
of course. We'll be down in a few minutes.
Very good. Is there anything you need us to do to prepare while we wait?
One moment. Matt, let me see your computer.
Sure.
Show it. I'll show the driver. These are the routes you're taking, right?
I don't know. The routes that we would be taking are following one of these trucks. The other truck we're not to engage with, as far as I'm aware. But two of our vehicles are supposed to be, and he goes off some like weird, crazy route that goes off to kind of mislead. The other two are supposed to follow the truck to the deli.
Okay. Well, do you know how to screenshot something?
I have this rifle if you need it.
No, thank you.
I can show
Is-
him how to do a screenshot.
Is this a phone or a computer?
It's a computer. We can email it to your phone number so that you can follow the routes. Or we can copy the link and you can input the directions to follow them.
Sounds like she knows what she's doing. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. We'll go ahead and get everything prepared. We'll wait on your order. When you guys are ready to go, we'll head out. And he turns and steps away.
Turn back and hand the computer to Maggie. Okay, you take care of it then. He was
Thank
just
you.
so eager to help.
He was. Don't worry, we'll give him something to do.
All he has to do is drive the cars. Avoid being crashing into anything.
With Florida traffic, it is always a challenge.
I hope he's good at his job.
And what is Drake currently covered in right now? I mean, what is he wearing? Does he have his accessories?
It's a little less ostentatious than the first time. He's of course got his cowboy hat, and is leaning back. He's got a black denim jacket, over his torso. You can see within the lining plenty of stakes. Next to his feet is a strange scabbard, or at least a sheath, or if anyone knows what a khopesh is, clearly defined by that shape. And then, of course, he has a 357 Magnum on his hip, as he's once again putting his feet up on a coffee table.
But none of the stakes or anything are actively visible, right?
No, they're properly hidden.
Okay, good. Never mind that.
So, are we ready to go then?
No, let's wrangle us a payday, shall we?
Maggie will send off the various information and then glance over to Drake. You know, if you keep this up, we're gonna make you take your shoes off at the door.
No, it just means that y'all get to look at my pretty feet.
I think you get the wrong idea about why you're here.
Oh no, I just like myself that much.
Apparently.
You all gather what you need and then make your way outside. There are 4 black SUVs with lightly tinted windows. Most of the drivers have already gotten out, made preparations for you guys to get what you need in. Jackson waiting at the head car. You break off in... Well, are you guys breaking off now, or are you riding together?
We can break off now. I mean,
Okay.
Probably be easier that way.
Yeah, I'd say it'd probably be a safe idea to do that.
So... Who is riding with Jackson?
is Jackson one of the cars that's the main truck, or
Jackson has a main truck car.
I'll be riding with him?
As will Drake.
Okay. You guys get in your vehicles, and after a moment, they take off. Your little fleet of SUVs make their way north. You pass through the neutral zone. Break into Anarch territory. Give me wits and awareness as you cross the threshold.
That's 3 successes for me. Or for Sophie.
3 successes as well.
4.
At 3 successes, you notice that something is off. Being in a city of kindred, you notice some areas that are a little more strongly affected than others. Even the neutral zone, which doesn't really have any structure at all, there can be a little bit of sway with the kind life. As you enter the first Verity, you notice that there is a dramatic shift in the livelihood, generally speaking. The streets are significantly dirtier. The people seem to be a little more reserved in the way that they walk. Almost as if something dramatically destabilizing has happened here and people are trying to pick up the pieces, not fully aware of the impact it's had on them. On the 4, Maggie, as you guys are driving along, in addition to your vehicles, you notice that they're on a couple, you spot on a couple of rooftops, there is somebody who seems to be watching the cars. Not in the same fashion at which you noticed like the hunters or anything. They're not moving like a human. They're moving very fast, and they do seem to be watching you. And you almost, they're very easy to miss. And almost as quickly as you spot them, they vanish from your line of sight entirely. You continue moving until you cross just at the threshold of Palm Harbor. The vehicles get off of the main road and turn into a parking lot. A very large parking lot. Looks like the building that it's for is abandoned, or just not abandoned so much, but just no longer in use. And you see these 2 about U-Haul sized trucks on opposite sides of the parking lot. Your 4 cars pull into the lot, turn to the right, and go to the one furthest from the building. The truck it's about the size of a U-Haul, but it's not a U-Haul itself. It looks like it's just a simple vehicle. No painting, no label to that effect. It looks like just as plain as they could possibly make it. You see a couple of people standing outside, and you see a couple people sitting in the cab of the truck. There's one individual that kind of stands out to them. He's wearing a pretty nice looking suit. His hair is slicked back, and he has a very pale, almost deathly skin. And his eyes seem to have a little flint of like silver mixed with blues and grays. As he turns and looks at you as you approach. He steps to the side and waits for you to exit the vehicles.
I'll step out, or like exit the vehicle and wait for Drake.
Drake will quickly join, paying attention to the area.
I'm going to activate Sense the Unseen as well.
Okay. Go ahead
were-
and go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say as they were driving up, Maggie would have put in the group chat that they have someone with eyes on them.
Give me a wits and aspects.
Okay.
Sophie's going to turn to her driver, which she would have introduced herself when they first opened the car door for her. So what is their name?
Ricky.
Ricky. I turn to Ricky and I say, you know, this area really reminds me of Chicago after the big fire. So, Ricky, I'm actually going to ask you if you could stay at the wheel and keep an eye on this lovely little weapon in case things go awry. And I'll step out. It's a bit of a hop down, but I think I'll manage. But yes, just keep this for now, so that if anything goes wrong, we can take off as quick as possible.
Yep, sure thing, ma'am. Jackson said you guys are taking lead on this, so I'll do as you say.
Thank you, Ricky. That is very gracious of you. And she will open the car door and step out of the vehicle, kind of fixing her skirts.
Okay. Matt.
He's going to step out, and once he sees the message, he's going to also activate heightened senses and sense the unseen. And just keep an eye out.
Also give me wits and aspects. I know dice pools. All right.
Three.
Okay.
Sophie's going to approach the group, and she's going to put up her mind mask.
I got 4 successes.
Okay, we will let that linger for a bit. As you guys kind of come together, the individual steps forward. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Emmanuel. I am overseeing the project here. I don't believe I have been properly acquainted with you, however. What is your names?
We were supposed to meet a Raphael.
Raphael was not able to attend this evening. Something has called him away.
That's suspicious.
Understandably so. And I understand your concern, but I assure you, I am more than happy to assist in any way I can.
I'd like to see the contents inside the truck. If I'm
Of
not
course.
meeting our stated contact, I'd like to know that this is not a setup.
Of course. Please, follow me. He takes you around the back of the truck. They pull it open. You see a coffin. The coffin seems to be made of like a polished, painted white oak. It has these metal bars on the side. He goes over and he takes a key out of his jacket, unlocks it, removes the padlock, and then opens it. You see an individual in a white suit that looks like it's covered in blood, dried blood at this point. They have kind of matted white hair. It looks like it's also kind of caked in blood. And they have a large stake driven through their chest.
I'm gonna check the rest of the truck for anything suspicious.
Inside the truck itself, it is just the coffin. There's like a frame bolted down to make sure the coffin doesn't slide all over the place, but it is just the coffin. What else would you like to look at?
If that's it, I'm just gonna do like just a quick walk through to make sure there's like nothing hidden, and then look to Emmanuel and nod. Thank you. I'm Bella. Sorry, it's just not usually in this territory. Meeting someone, don't know. You get it.
No, of course. I was a little hesitant myself to find out I'd be working with Camarilla today.
I'm sure. I guess you can box him back up.
Lowers the lid. Give me another wits and awareness.
So with my mind mask, I had 6 successes and a messy critical.
Would you remind me on what that does again for me?
Mind mask is to hide your emotions.
Oh, yes. Okay. I recall. Fantastic. It's a messy crit. Cool. Let's see. You know what? I think in this moment, as you activate the ability, something designed to protect you in some capacity, and then driving through the space that reminds you of a place that was unsafe. I think there's going to be a slight paranoia that begins to take hold as you take the paranoia expulsion. Let's see. 3 successes on the wits and awareness.
Yes.
As he goes to close, you can tell that he is staked. This kindred is torpid. But you could have swore you saw something that almost looked like fingers running through his hair right before the coffin shut. He put the padlock and locks it.
Do you know who it is?
Me personally, I do not know. I understand that this is this was a problem for the Baron, and it is being sent away down south. Something the city is interested in. I can't say.
It was worth a shot. Shall we?
Sorry. Emmanuel, refreshing to meet you.
My pleasure to make your acquaintance.
We were supposed to meet a Raphael, and we're receiving a person who is staked that we have no confirmation of who they are, and if they are the person or a kindred, I suppose, that we are supposed to transport. I mean, I apologize, but how do we know that you didn't just stake someone else to replace this person that you have captive somewhere, and you're now off letting this fake storage that we are supposed to transport?
Okay. I work for the Baron Pharaoh. And I would not do something so stupid because I do not wish to spend the next couple months wearing cement shoes.
Can I roll an insight check on him?
Please, what's inside?
Man, shoes, that's uninspired. Surely there's better ways. And Drake will give a smile.
Baron Pharaoh is the traditionalist.
Mm,
I'm
Boring.
sorry, different shoes? Could you clarify what do you mean?
They help you sink to the bottom of the river.
Yes, yes.
He said cement shoes, not different shoes. 6 successes with a crit.
So this guy is 6 with a crit. I'll say this guy would lie to you 100% for any given reason. I'm sure you are certain that there is information that he could be withholding. But the fact that Raphael, he is there to replace Raphael, you are pretty sure he's not lying about. Him wanting to get you out of the Anarch territory, you are pretty confident he is willing to make that happen as efficiently as possible.
I'll lean over to Sophie. Whisper softly. He's not lying about being from the Baron. This looks like our cargo.
All right. I mean, Bella, I do trust you. All right. Well, Manuel, if anything goes wrong, just know that Isabel Kensington will make your life much more difficult in the future.
I do not know who this person is, but I will be sure to stay out of their way.
Oh well, you will if you've done a sin.
Understood. Yes, ma'am. Now, do you have any questions for what we are getting into this evening?
Do you know of any potential threats?
As far as I'm aware, there is no one who necessarily knows about what is happening. Mostly, you are a precaution.
Who else is after this gentleman that you have boxed up so kindly for us?
As I said, as far as I'm aware, no one. To my understanding, you are a precaution because you never know, somebody might have caught wind of something. The reason for the torpedoing, as I said, this person is someone who acted against the barony here. I do not know the details myself. Just that the Camarilla seems interested in this individual, and they have made an arrangement with the good Baron to have them moved south. Our neighbors to the south seem to be a bit, well, for lack of a better word, absent. I don't expect you should have too much trouble going from here to there and traveling through their territory. And the neutral zone's the neutral zone, which I'm sure you had no trouble getting here. Getting back shouldn't be a problem. I do believe that you guys are primarily here since the Camarilla always likes to defend their investments. Which is something Mr. Faro can appreciate.
And do you mind if we check under the truck for any grenades or anything that might be set off later as we leave?
I'll lean over to Sophie. I don't think grenades would be under the truck to be set off later.
Well, they might have some sort of mechanism that when we leave, it'll go off, and this kindred won't be their problem anymore, and then they have no, it's not their fault, it's the Camarilla's fault because it was in transports, and then the Anarch aren't blamed for what the Camarilla supposedly has done. But then the Camarilla it'll start a war.
Hey.
What is your name again?
My name
Yes.
is Isabel Kensington. Thank you.
You are Isabel Kensington. I see. Very good. Isabel, you are free to expect our vehicle to your consent, to your heart's content.
Also,
Wonderful.
That seems like a lot of work when they could have just killed the guy.
Well, it's so that they don't get blamed for it.
Who would blame them?
The Camarilla.
If it's in their territory, what does it matter?
Well, because there's some other third party that is interested in this kindred that
What third party?
the one that we're concerned about.
As far as we know, there's no one we're concerned about.
Oh, right. You're right, Bella. We're not concerned about anything else.
I beg your pardon. Is there a third party that we should be made aware of?
Not that I know of. Go inspect the truck.
Right, yes, I will do that right away.
Matt will kind of raise a hand. I'll assist. And he'll just kind of give Bella this side eye look, like, okay, I don't know what's up with her, but she doesn't need to be left alone.
Okay.
Oh, not that.
Give me an intelligence and investigation, and you can include an additional die from Matt's assistance. Your friend is a little worrisome.
Well, some people like to just prepare for every possibility. She must be one of them.
Sure. Well, you seem to be taking point on this matter for the most part. Is there anything that, I suppose after they're done checking the vehicle for those grenades, is there anything else that you need to go over before we move on?
The other truck's just a decoy, right?
Yes, we are going to send a handful of people to go with that truck. We're going to try to make that one look as appealing while not going too overboard. Hopefully, if anyone does decide to take a curiosity of what's happening over here, they'll think that is the right one.
Okay, well, we have 2 of our people that will be going with that truck just to keep up appearances. And the rest of us will be traveling with the main truck.
Okay. So primary concern with that is that truck is going to be going deeper into Palm Harbor.
Oh. One moment.
Sure, of course.
Maggie will kind of step over to Bellatrix. Perhaps you should take Miss Kensington with you.
She was already going with us.
She was going to be behind you.
She was going to be in the car. As far as I understood, Drake and I were going to be in the actual truck. In case it was stopped.
Okay.
But since she has a rifle, she was going to be in the car. Now, actually, it sounds like you and Matt should probably come with us, because the other truck that's a decoy is going deeper into Camarilla territory, or into Palm Harbor territory. Unless you want to take a ride around Palm Harbor.
I am fine with a ride anywhere, as long as we get back to where we're going.
That sounds like it's not going to be going back to where we want to be. I mean, if it's a decoy and it gets attacked, it's not that big of a deal, right?
That's true. However, we may need to find some kind of surveillance to see if anything happens to that truck, regardless. If it does get attacked, we'll know that it's been attacked and we can take some stress off of our load.
Well, we still have to send 2 of the cars to make it look like the same amount is going with each truck.
We do.
So let's just keep in contact with the drivers.
All right.
The drivers are human, right? Or ghouls?
3 of them are human. Jackson, I'll say you guys can tell it's a ghoul.
Okay. So the two going with the decoy would be human. Yeah. Just they will be less of a problem, I think. We'll keep in contact with them.
All right. I'll tell them there's no location on their phones. I should be able to track them that way.
Sounds good. You know, Nick was kind of a wizard with technology. I'm terrible at it. But it's good to know that you know some about it too.
I've had to be able to get used to it. There are a lot of forensic reconstruction technology. A lot of forensic reconstruction is through 3D modeling on computers these days. I can show you sometime.
Okay. Because I'm trying to see how you put 3D on a computer. I don't really understand that, but we'll save that for later.
It's quite interesting.
Of course.
So we have 3 successes with a potential bestial failure on looking for grenades.
You go under the truck and you give a good thorough look around. You do not find any grenades. And I will say that you feel a sense of relief as I will say, this satisfies your compulsion.
All right, Mr. Halden. It looks like everything is clear. If you could give me a hand back up.
Oh, absolutely. And he'll hold out a hand to help her up off the ground.
Thank you so much. Yes, I believe we should be set to go.
Yep. And that was actually a good call on your part. I was going to do that myself. Actually check the vehicles. Wouldn't put it past anybody. But nothing
Yes,
here.
it was
We're good.
very common in the day.
A little before my time, but I've heard stories.
Matthew, we will be traveling with them instead of separating a part of the cars. They are not ending up at the same destination.
All right, so who are we going with?
We're all going with the main, the one we're supposed to bring back. The other one is going further in Palm Harbor. Which means you will not end up where you want to be. You'll end up further in Anarch territory.
Okay. So we're all cramming ourselves in one vehicle?
No. Like the plan, Drake and I are going in the actual truck with the coffin. Because both of us are there in case, someone actually breaks in, while the 3 of you will be in 2 cars.
Okay, got it. Makes sense. Good. Eggs, baskets,
Right. Are we ready?
You send a couple, Ricky and driver number 4 go over to go to the other car. Jackson and the other one stays here with you guys. Everything is getting set up. You see that things are getting loaded onto the other truck, but it mostly looks like just crates that they're just kind of loading and pushing into the back. it gets to the point where Emmanuel comes back over. It appears that everything is tip-top, ready to go. We just need to get on the road. This is where I will be parting ways with you. I was just to basically hand off the pack as a package. The rest is in your more than capable hands. Unless you need anything else, I will be taking leave.
Turn to the others. Do we need anything else?
Just to
Believe
get
that
the hell
is
out of here.
What'd you say, Maggie?
I believe that is all.
Let's turn back. No, it looks like we're fine. Thank you for being so accommodating.
Of course. Pleasure to meet you, Bella, and the rest of your group. Look forward to our next meeting. And he turns around and he goes to walk away. You see him walk to the end of the parking lot. He gets in a black car, and then it begins to pull off. Everybody gets situated. You guys, so who are you guys riding directly in the truck, or are you in the cars following? Who all's in the truck?
Drake and I are directly in the truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the new situating, I had thought that Maggie and Matt were going to be in the car with Sophie, since the other car has to follow the other dummy.
That's fine. I just wanted to get an idea of where everybody was at.
I'm pretty sure we have 2 cars with us.
Yes. 2 cars, 1 truck.
Right. And the other truck has 2 cars as well. There are 4 cars total.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't know how to do math.
Numbers are hard. So, you guys are situated. Bellatrix, as you are about to get into the back after Drake, all of you hear a loud bang come from the other side of the parking lot.
I told
Bellatrix,
you they had grenades.
as you kind of pop back and look, you see what looks to be a couple pair of feet kind of kicking and then climbing into the cab of the other truck, while this other individual seems to be approaching, that you can tell is obfuscated. Sophie, Maggie, and Matt, while you guys were preparing to leave in the other car, you immediately begin to notice that there's gunfire by the truck that you're at, as you see a couple of the guards are shooting at an individual who seems to be just kind of almost dancing through them, evading getting shot. He approaches and ends up opening one of their throats and then spins them around as a meat shield. What are we doing?
One of
Does
the other
everyone
guards is
else...
still... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead first.
The other guard that's still opening fire, he has not been opened up, has he?
You guys have 3 guards over by you, so 2 of them have not been cut open yet.
Maggie will look over to them sharply. Let him go. Get in. We're leaving now.
Rick should already be in the car because I had told him to stay in the car.
All right, Ricky's staying with you. So Jackson and Ricky are with you guys. The other 2 went to the other. My apologies. Yeah, Ricky's already in the car. He's waiting to go. So you tell them to start moving. They begin. They're still firing, but they start trying to back up to the truck. Bellatrix, Matt, and Drake, you hear gunfire.
I'm going to... I could still see the obfuscated figure approaching us.
He seems to be moving toward the guards that are firing on the individual who's holding one of the other guards as a meat shield.
Okay. But that's at the other truck, right? Not at our truck?
You saw at the other truck, it looks like somebody had blown out the window of the cab and was crawling into it, but you didn't get to see them. You saw
Okay.
coming to your truck was the other guy, and if you turn around and look around the truck, you can see a couple of your guys opening fire as someone else is approaching on the other side of the truck.
Hey, Drake, we have a kindred. Looks like he's hiding.
Just point them out to me, and I'll take care of them.
Sure.
Throw dirt on him.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna activate obfuscate.
Okay.
Unseen passage. Let me make my rouse check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Made my rouse check. I am good. And I'm gonna sneak over to him, or at least to get in front of him.
He seems completely unaware of you.
I'll unpop it and be like, hey, you should run. We're scary people. And activate demontation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me.
All right.
See who-
Manipulation and dominate. Versus his composure and intelligence.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna blood surge since. Six successes with a critical.
Okay.
Now, if I understand correctly, if it's a kindred, it should give him a compulsion.
Yep.
Hoping for the fear or the paranoid compulsion.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you get to choose.
Do I get to choose? Let me look. I went too far. There we go.
As chosen by the powers user.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. I think the closest, well. Yeah, paranoia. Paranoia is the one I want.
Okay. You pop up, it kicks off, and you watch as you're close to this person, they have like this shoulder-length black hair. You see they have these deeply blackened veins kind of sprawling across his face. He immediately is taken back. You see his pupils seem to be almost scattered across his iris as he turns to you, and then he looks past you and sees Drake stepping out of the back of the truck looking like a villain from Roadhouse, and he turns around and takes off back toward the other truck. And about this moment, as you look past, you see a shape sitting on the top of the back of the other truck. and they seem to be playing with something, and then he rolls back as you watch the back of the truck blow outward and fall down. And then you watch as he grabs and begins to flip into the truck, and you recognize this individual in this moment. Hawks flips into the back of the truck. As you turn, you see the body of the meat shield collapse. You no longer see the other individual. Drake, you watch as she goes over. You watch Bellatrix just vanish, and then suddenly they both just kind of appear in the middle of the parking lot, and then the skinny Nosferatu just fucks off the other direction.
Well, that's no fun. He's gonna look around for another target.
You see the truck. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if he's looking around, I'll just point. There was one attacking our guards over here.
He'll look in the direction. I think you said he was gone though.
You don't see anybody. You just see the body of the guard, and you see the other two guards seem to be scrambling to get to the truck.
Drake is going to put his back to the open truck, and using rapid reflexes, pull out his khopesh and a stake. As if the attacker seems to have just vanished, they could either be obfuscated or they could also be capable of blink. And he's going to defend the truck.
So you climb in the back of the truck again?
Yeah, and he's taking up a stand and hold position.
About that moment, you hear the horn from the truck blast. Bellatrix, do you stay outside, or?
No, I'm gonna head back into the truck.
Okay. You guys hop into the truck. Before you do, you see Ox kind of pop his head out, kind of looks down toward the Nosferatu, and just shrug like, I don't know, and they get back inside. You don't see the third individual before your truck starts moving, and you close the door. The people in the car. Give me... Oh, I already got your roll for that. You guys kind of pulled to the back. You guys didn't get to see what happened to the individual with the meat shield. He was holding him, and he moved till he was on the other side of the truck. And then you saw your two guys that Maggie already alerted to get into the truck. As you guys are getting kind of pushed into the car, the truck takes off, your two cars follow after. Those who are in the car, please give me wits and awareness.
Which car?
Anyone who's not in the truck, like you guys, Maggie, Matthew, and Sophie.
You said wits awareness?
Yes.
3 successes.
Okay.
Screw it, I'm gonna keep it. It's a 7 messy crit.
Interesting. Okay. Much like every other fucking plan that you guys put together, it seems to have completely gone off the rails in some capacity. The last time it did cost you greatly. And I don't think you're going to want that to happen again as the dominance compulsion sets in. As you begin driving, We'll do Sophie and Maggie first. As you guys are looking around, are you guys... Point of clarification. Sophie, I know, is riding with Ricky. Are you guys also riding with Ricky, or are you riding with Jackson?
Matt and Maggie are in the separate car.
So you guys are with Jackson, Sophie's with Ricky.
As we would have been entering the cars, Sophie would have yelled, doesn't mean they complied, but she would have yelled, one of you get in the back.
To one of them? Okay. Would you stay separate in the separate car, or would one of you hop in the back?
Maggie would have already been in the other car.
Okay. So, your two cars are peeling off. Sophie, as you guys are driving, you notice kind of something seems to shift underneath the truck. As you kind of get a glimpse of what seems to be the individual that was holding one of the guards as a meat shield is kind of riding underneath and seems to be trying to move along the bottom of the truck. Maggie, I think you will also spot this. Yeah, you get to see a little bit more. They are wearing a kind of long trench coat, and they seem to be spending a lot of time focusing on this kind of wide hat they're wearing as they're trying to crawl across the bottom of this truck. Matthew, you see the individual. You see them pretty clearly. They seem to make eye contact with you. With a crit. Yeah, one moment. Please give me an intelligence and resolve.
Can I blood surge this?
Yeah.
Oh, don't get hungry. You said intelligence and resolve?
Yes.
Five's good.
As you make eye contact, he seems to kind of like narrow his eyes a little bit. He reaches, like, still kind of hanging on, he reaches into his jacket, pulls out something kind of small and metallic, and he whips his arm as this small piece of metal smashes into your window. And you hear the words, "Open the truck." And you feel that was shouted across the road to you a little bit. And as you feel this compulsion wash over you to do so, you shake it off. Your mind is still your own. The individual kind of continues crawling, trying to get out of your line of sight.
Before he breaks eye contact, I just blow a kiss at him and flip him off.
Okay.
Which car is he under?
He's under the truck.
Okay. She's going to send a message to Bella. Tell your driver to swerve. You've got a bug under your truck.
So if we're in the back of the truck, I don't have actual contact with the driver, right? It's like you all?
Yeah, it's not like it doesn't have like the openable cab or anything. It's just a box.
Right.
Does Maggie
Well, would
share
we have been-
where under the
But
truck?
would we have be given contact information of the ghouls that we were using?
I'll say that you probably were given contact to message the passenger seat of the driver, should an emergency come to pass.
And Maggie would have said that he continuously was moving underneath of the truck.
Does Bella share this with Drake?
Yeah, Bella will share with Drake, but I can't get them to swerve.
Well, that's okay. I think I have an idea. He quickly, though, Devlin, he's going to use the vibrations to feel where the wheels are and the axle is, and start trying to position himself off where they think the guy is under the truck.
Do you have heightened senses?
No.
You can go ahead and make a wits and awareness roll, or
He's mainly just making sure he's not on top of an axle while he's asking, tell me exactly where they see him.
I'll check back, like, exactly where do you see him?
He keeps moving. There is no exact position.
He's moving, there's no exact position.
Alright.
Sophie going to yell at Rick to open the window.
Yep, sure thing, ma'am. Kind of reaches over, hits the button, the window lowers next to you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Rick.
Drake also got a 4 on that.
I mean, yeah, you get generally what you're looking for, but you're in a truck moving pretty quickly down a relatively empty street this time of night.
He mainly just doesn't want to hit him.
So you're just trying to punch down and hope you hit something?
Pretty much. That's what he's trying to figure out and make sure he doesn't, destroy the ability for the truck to move.
Yeah, you stab down.
No, he's punching and I'm using prowess.
You're punching. Yeah, go for it.
Yep, I have Wrecker.
Sophie, what are you doing?
Sophie is taking the rifle and using the mirror outside the van as kind of like a resting point for it. And she's aiming down mostly towards the road instead of at the actual truck. And she's going to try to line a shot just center down, just kind of as a warning shot.
What am I rolling, Devlin, when you get the chance?
If you're punching, that's going to be strength and brawl.
Okay. And I add my potence to that. And let's see, what does Wrecker do?
Give me... I'm pretty sure it's composure firearms, yeah. Give me... What is it, just like a rifle? Okay. You can do resolving firearms.
Okay. I think I'm not actually taking the shot. I'm waiting for the kindred to appear, I guess.
You can see him.
But he's moving around a lot.
He's trying to move out of line of sight, so if he moves further up the truck, they won't be able to see him.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll just take a shot. in between the wheels in the center, trying not to hit the actual truck.
Sure.
A little power. That is 11 with a crit due to Wrecker and Potence. And Prowess, sorry.
Okay. A lot of messy crits tonight. Okay.
A lot of crits
So-
tonight.
A lot of
Yeah.
crits tonight, yes. All right. How do I want to do this? So, you punch down, rip through the vehicle. You almost feel the pavement scrape across your flesh in the vehicle. You see the person's head flip back as you almost nailed them. But because of your roll, Sophie, let's see. Right, let's see. You take the rifle and you aim in the space that you're trying to warn them, herd them, whatever you can accomplish with this shot. As you take aim, as you're about to pull the trigger, you were already a little concerned, and this already satisfied your concern. You were right. There was a third party that you were not anticipating. You take the rifle and you feel this slight hesitation. I don't want to just warn them. As you feel the harm compulsion take hold. And it's about that moment you watch as they seem to kind of flip back a little bit as though they're evading something. You squeeze the trigger, the bullet flies, and you see it clips him directly between the shoulder blades as he lunges forward again. Drake. You hear the gunshot, you hear a grunt come from the hole you just put in the bottom of the truck. And you see him kind of lurch forward. He kind of looks to seize you again and spins out of the way. And you, this time a little bit, hear him scurrying further up the truck.
Oh, come on now. Don't be scared. Just want to have a talk.
Bellatrix, what are you doing?
I think with, at the moment with Drake currently distracted, I'm going to activate Unseen Passage again. In case he actually manages to get in here. Yeah. Still good on hunger. Yeah, I'm going to activate Unseen Passage, and I think that will be it for me this round. Because he's still under the truck, right?
Yeah.
He's still under the truck, and yeah, I don't have the potence, nor am I... I'm crazy, but I'm not reckless enough to go punching into trucks that I don't know anything about. So I'm just going to hide, and if he gets in here, I'll surprise him.
Okay. Matthew and Maggie.
Maggie's keeping an eye on the outside because they're. Could they see the hole get punched through the bottom of the truck? They at least heard the gunshot.
Your vehicle is a little bit more, you're like following along the side a little bit more. So I'd say, yeah, I think you would see the fist almost punch the road that it's driving across and then pull back into the vehicle. And then you would watch the individual get shot in the back and then spin or to the other side of the truck.
Okay. She'd send off a message about that, but she'd be keeping an eye on like the outside for because it's starting to get loud.
I will say you notice that the person driving the truck seems to be kind of occasionally looking back, trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay. Do I know if they have a Bluetooth connectivity with their phone at the front of the truck? I need to know if he's going to answer if I call him.
The driver won't,
Mhm.
but the person sitting next to him has the contact if you need to let them know something.
Okay. She's going to call.
Phone rings for a second. Oh, it doesn't even get like a full audible ring before. Hey, what the fuck is going on back there?
You have a bug on the underside of your truck.
Shit.
Swerve.
We're in the middle of one of the most monitored streets in St. Pete. That's not going to go well.
Then speed up.
Do we need to go somewhere? Is it going to be a problem if we take this all the way home?
I'd prefer if we didn't take it all the way home, but if we have to, we can deal with it there. We just need to try
Okay,
to
so
shake
you
them
want
off
us to
if
keep
possible.
course? You don't want us to stop anywhere?
There'd be kind of a brief glance over to Matthew because she's fairly certain he can hear this conversation.
Yes, he can. Just go. We have Terminex at the stop.
Keep going.
All right. Look. The truck begins moving faster.
And Matt would have most likely seen the truck the back of the truck when he punches down, the shocks kind of bounce from the impact. Well, at least he didn't use the fucking sword. Now, if we can just get Calamity Jane to take that thing out, maybe this won't be a problem.
Getting loud.
Yes, but it's... If we stop, we're definitely screwed.
Oh, yes. Do I get the feeling he's trying to get up to the driver so he can do away with him like he did the other ones?
Matt, what are you doing?
Contemplating stupidity. It's a box truck, right?
Right.
All right. I'm gonna call Bella.
Answer the phone. Yes.
Do me a favor, open the door.
Okay.
I'm going to tell the driver to drive faster and try to catch up to the box van.
Okay. Jackson just... All right. He floors it. Begins...
Is there a sunroof?
Sure.
Yeah, he's going out onto the... He's opening the sunroof.
I'll whisper to Drake, hey, can you hold on to that coffin and make sure it doesn't go flying out? I'm about to open the door.
Very cool. Tilt his head. Yeah. Sure.
I'm moved to the door and I'm gonna open it.
You open the door and you see this SUV approaching very rapidly. Are you climbing out onto the top?
Yep.
Please give me a Dex and Athletics. Yeah, that's fine.
I have a quick question. Is this a 4-lane road or a 2-lane?
Let me double check it real quick.
And I'm going to blood surge again. We'll take that 7 crit.
All right. Yeah, you guys are on Highway 19. Yes, I do believe it's 4-lane.
I'll turn to Rick and I'll say, I'm not quite sure what they're planning. But if you could stay to the left of the truck, that would be very helpful to our situation.
Sure thing, boss. And turns to the left, floors it. The vehicle immediately kicks off and begins pulling up by the truck. After a moment, you see yourself pass by Matthew, who's climbing out on the truck very successfully. Gets out, and then are you just jumping into the back?
Yes, he's going to leap into the back of the truck.
Okay, Maggie, what are you doing at this moment?
Maggie is going to be staying with this car, but she's going to be continuing to keep an eye out. She's going to start pulling out her gun.
Give me a what's in awareness. Jackson begins to pull back away from the truck as you board the truck.
Howdy, pretty boy.
A whisper near you. Oh, great. Now, what do you plan to do now that you're in the back of the truck with us who can't do anything?
Oh, ye of little faith. Give me some credit. And then he's going to immediately walk up to Drake. Hi. Can I borrow that? And he'll kind of eye the gun.
Well, if you wanted to handle my tool, you could have asked. But, I mean, you sure you can use it? Might be a bit, big for you.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have the stake thrower, do we?
Oh my god. Yes. Yes, we do, but it's at a close distance. Are you really planning on doing this while on a high-speed vehicle?
Yes.
Underneath a high-speed vehicle?
Yes, I know. It sounds stupid, but at this point in time...
Why don't we just stop the vehicle? And jump him?
We could, but who knows what else he's got planned for us.
There are 5 of us and 1 of him.
That we know of. If we
Definitely
stop,
successes.
we get further away from our destination. If we keep going, we're getting closer.
No, if we stop, we just don't get closer to our destination. If we went the opposite way, we'd get farther away.
Rick hands over his gun. Honestly, it sounds fun. Just don't hit the fuel tank.
Yeah, well, then it won't be anybody's problem.
Oh, I'll make it your problem.
Not if you're in the truck when it goes up.
I'll find a way.
Al will make it your problem.
All right, so don't miss.
Maggie. You notice as your car begins pulling away a little more to the right as the other car is coming up on the left. You see them kind of standing along the right side of the cab, seemingly talking to somebody. Likely the person inside.
Cool. Can I roll down my window and shoot them? Since they're standing along the side of the car.
Sure, what are you using?
She's just got a regular pistol.
Okay.
May not be able to kill him, but I can give him head trauma.
Since you are driving, I would
not
say this is going to be, or not driving, but you're in a vehicle. Like you're in two moving vehicles. I'm going to say, I'll let you do composure to try to like actually take a moment and aim. You can do composure and firearms.
Cool. Can I blood search?
Go for it.
That will be 6 successes on a crit.
What the hell? Okay. Cool. So, you fire a couple rounds, they make their mark. You see him kind of jerk to the right, and then he just kind of turns and looks at you, and then he busts the window open, pulls up, and then kicks himself into the car. About that moment, the truck comes to a halt. Your two cars pass. And then he turns off road, getting off the highway.
Oh, well.
I need everyone in the car to please give me a dex in athletics. Or the truck.
There it is. That's for all ones, too.
Is this so we don't get bounced around and knocked over as we're driving?
You guys are standing in the back of a open truck with that was driving at like full speed down a highway that just slammed the brakes.
I wasn't sure if my cat's grace would take effect on this or not. It automatically causes me to succeed any dex-based things for keeping my balance.
Oh, you're good. You just kind of shift your weight a little bit, use momentum to kind of like kick off of the wall. You're fine.
Okay, I was trying to re-roll, but the thing was giving me like issues, so I'm just gonna roll 3 more dice.
Yeah, go for it.
1, even with the reroll.
Okay. Hate to see it.
Love to see at this point.
It was whose idea was it to open the truck door?
4 successes.
Okay. You manage to, at the last moment, grab onto the casket or the coffin and maintain, for the most part, avoiding any damage.
I'm pretty sure my obfuscate is dropped at this point.
100%.
Yeah.
Drake, you hand off your gun, and as soon as it leaves your hand, you feel yourself kind of just get picked up off your feet, fly back, and slam into the head of the truck, and then it begins moving again. Take 3 superficial damage already halved.
All right.
You okay, buddy?
Drake will just get up with a growl. Fine.
No, I'm hot, but I didn't realize I'd knock you off your feet coming and making that entrance.
What can I say? You clearly know how to handle a gun.
Close the damn door. As
Jackson.
I'm moving on to the casket.
Jackson immediately sees a truck get pulled back. He goes, God fucking damn it. He reaches down, grabs his communicator. Truck got off the exit. We're gonna have to turn around. And he slams on the brake, spins the car, heading against the highway to take the exit again. Ricky follows in suit, turns and follows after. The truck has a little bit of a lead on them at the moment. The truck, you guys feel it moving. You feel the ground, you're no longer on the smooth road that you were after a few moments. You feel almost as if you pulled off into dirt or gravel. And then the truck stops moving.
Yeah, I'll go around and get out the back. I'm going to make an entrance. And he takes a stance to run straight forward towards the front of the truck.
Sure. So you're just going to use your body and charge through.
Charge through the in the direction of the driver's cab.
I don't think bulldozing is considered. I'm going to call this strength and stamina.
Okay. We'll get, since the scene has an end, I still have prowess, right?
Sure.
Stamina plus prowess and wrecker. Let's screw it. Let's blow
What
six.
do you two guys do as you see him begin charging?
Definitely more bronze than brain.
Yeah, but he's earning his pay right now.
Could you turn around or something?
Oh, my apologies.
When he turns around and when Drake is crashing through the cab, I suppose, I'm going to again activate Unseen Passage. Hopefully it'll be useful this time.
Okay. So he's charging. Matt turns away from you. You turn invisible.
Yep.
Matt, what do you do?
Well, now he's holding this big honking pistol. He's just gonna keep an eye out for movement that isn't Drake at this point in time because he can't see Bella.
Okay.
Or maybe he can.
Drake,
Yep.
you don't. Go ahead.
I was going to say I'm also going to activate Silence of Death. If I've got a moment.
Absolutely. Drake, you don't do enough to, charge through and just break into the cab, but you do. You feel the cab dent, and you feel where the cab meets the other end of itself. As almost like crushing a soda can, just forcing it to collapse inward. You hear a slight, no fuck, and then
Wakey, wakey!
What do you guys do now?
I'm going to climb out of the truck and just make my way around. Quietly, obviously.
You step out of the truck, kind of turn to go around, and you see an individual with their hands up, wearing a long coat, now covered in their own blood. A couple of holes in the side, one kind of coming out the chest. They're wearing a corset that seems to have been ruined with the bullet entries. Some kind of tight black pants, boots, a lot of jewelry, and a kind of wide pink hat. And he doesn't see you. He's just sitting there with his hands up, waiting, looking at the back of the truck. Give me wits and aspects.
Both of us?
Yeah, he also has it.
You're
up
getting
to-
out of the truck? Then yes, go ahead. You also see it. So this individual looks toward Matt then. Go ahead.
3 successes.
3 successes.
Five with a crit.
Okay. Yeah. Bellatrix, he doesn't see you. You see him. You're getting closer. Matt, he spots you and kind of turns toward you. You notice, as he's sitting there, you're almost looking like you're seeing double. Like he is just like 3. There's another almost like reflection of him just 3 inches next, like across from him, while he himself seems to be obfuscated. He has his hands pulled up and goes, I believe we went on the wrong foot.
Yeah, and you are wearing 2 left fucking shoes.
Interesting. Again, my apologies. I'm a jackal.
And why, pray tell, are you dangling off the bottom of a truck?
Seems I picked the wrong truck. We were here for information. You have a body. We ain't here for that. As fascinating as that body might be, that's not what we're here for. Now, I'm happy to go my merry way. Your man killed more of your gods than I did. So, I say that's pretty even.
He'll kind of just scratch the back of his head with the barrel of the gun. I don't know. You see, shit just keeps going wrong, and you're just one more disaster.
So here's the thing: I'm a disaster for Ian Farrell. I don't give a fuck about your candies. Y'all can go what you want to do. I just stopped the car because I didn't want to go too far south.
So, okay. So you only stopped the car so you wouldn't end up in our neck of the woods?
Mm-hmm. I know what happens to anyone who goes too far south.
He's gonna look over to see the state of the truck.
At this point, I will say the other two cars pull into the space as you guys can rejoin the scene. What is Drake still in the truck, or are you coming out?
Drake's currently sitting on the coffin as if someone has to keep it safe.
Okay. Sophie and Maggie, you see Matt with the individual that both of you have shot now at this point, who has their hands up, and the two of them seem to be talking.
Maggie will approach, and she's angry. She has her gun still out, and she is walking very quickly. What is your business?
Are there going to be more people coming to the conversation? I'd rather not repeat myself too many times.
I don't think you have many options.
Oh, very well. My name's Jackal. I have some affiliations in the Greater Palm Harbor area, and I have some, we'll say, personal conflicts with the Baron there. We were looking for some kind of evidence to use against him, and we were under the impression that that might have been in one of these trucks. I took one, my associates took the other, I got the wrong one. I don't care what you guys have in your truck, I just want to mosey on back to my neck of the woods.
And how will you pay for damages of the distress that you have wrecked here?
The only damage that's happened here is to Ian Farrow's property, which I have no intention on paying. He can call it even as far as I'm concerned.
And you are aware that we are not affiliated with Ian Farrow.
Which is precisely the reason I'm ready to just let bygones be bygones and move on my merry way.
And you're aware that once these things came into our possession, that they were no longer his. Which makes these Camarilla property, which you have brought distress upon.
Again,
So
the
how
truck
do
is
you
not
plan on paying
Camarilla.
that?
Did I harm your coffin, madam? Then
You
no,
harmed our
nothing
assets.
here. The truck ain't yours. I don't see how that's an issue. Let's move on to something more important. Again, I'm here for paperwork. Your truck don't have paperwork. I've done no harm to you. You've done more harm to me, and your man has killed more men than I did. Can we move on? Are we on the same page now?
Sophie has her rifle out the window and has it locked on to him. Has he looked up at her at all?
No, he's mostly dealing with the antagonistic Akata.
I'll text. Just let him go. We're still not in Camarilla territory. We don't have much of a leg to stand on.
Maggie will glance at her phone, lower her gun. Fuck off.
Much obliged.
Sophie's gonna yell out the window. Hey! And she's gonna stare right at him.
He turns toward you.
Does he make eye contact?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna do unerring pursuit.
Just a moment. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and open her.
That is 4 successes.
You make eye contact with Jackal, and you feel as though the effect takes hold, but it's almost as if you feel it connects to something next to them, not what you're looking at, for just the briefest moment as he begins to back away. Yuan, excellent shot, miss. You as well. Hope to never see you again. And he turns and he goes to leave.
Maggie's gonna check on the drivers. Are they still alive?
They're crushed in the cab.
I'm also going to look at the damage, and I'll drop Unseen Passage. We're gonna have to clean this up.
Yep.
Sophie's going to bring the rifle back into the car and lay it on her lap, and she starts scratching at her arm and kind of just saying to herself, like, shouldn't have let him go. He hurt so many people. I shouldn't have let him go.
I'm gonna go handle that. You yell at Drake for this mess he made. I'm gonna go talk to Sophie.
This was him.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Mr. Monahan! Maggie will round into the back of the truck.
He's just sitting with arms crossed, one knee over the other. Yeah?
Go clean up your mess, unless you would like to be treated like a toddler.
Did it cause the truck to not be able to operate unless I push things back in place?
We do not have room for a driver at the moment, Mr. Monahan.
Alright. And he'll hop off on watching the casket for me?
Go.
Take that as a yeah. And he'll walk over and try to make enough room for someone to drive.
Spend enough time on it. Yeah, that's something that you can manage.
I'll have to run a bit harder next time. Didn't get through as much as I wanted. Oh well. All good.
Would Matt have heard that?
Probably.
Were you with Drake? Or what is Matt doing during all this?
Matt would have probably gone into the back to keep an eye and make sure that the puffin and everything is still there.
If you're in the back, you probably didn't hear him commentating on his performance while he was fixing the cab.
So I would have, because I have heightened senses on, so yeah.
Oh, then yeah, you heard it.
Yeah, and then he will yell out, yeah, but then we wouldn't have had a fucking truck to drive.
That would have been fine. It just would have been easier to peel away instead of having to push it back in place.
Bellatrix, you go ahead.
He's just gonna rub his temples with a phantom migraine settling in.
Bellatrix, you went to go resolve something.
I'm going over to Sophie, kneeling by her. Hey, 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 hey.
You can see she's kind of digging her right nails into her left arm.
Is that helping?
I don't know. I shouldn't have let him go. I mean, I know you all let him go, but I should just shot again.
Why?
He is bad. He hurt all those people.
Oh, what people?
Our people.
No, that
Our
was Drake.
Drivers.
That was Drake. Drake did that.
No.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he tried to run through the back of the truck to the cab. I guess he did not think about the drivers that were probably still in there.
So he doesn't consider
I don't think he considers, period.
mine to be
He's not that... I don't think he's that smart.
as precious as other kindred, or maybe he doesn't even see other kindred as precious either.
Sure, but like I said, I don't think he thinks.
Sophie is looking down at the rifle.
How about I take that back? You seem very upset. Do you want to hurt something? It happens to me sometimes.
I feel like I just want to hurt people that are you know, bad people that hurt others, and I know sometimes we hurt other people, but we're defending ourselves.
Right? Let's see. I once had, really wanted to hurt people a while ago. Gray let me punch him. I've hurt people before, and not just to defend myself. Do you want to hurt me? I'll let you. But don't shoot me. I prefer not to be shot. I like this outfit.
I mean, I don't think I really want to hurt you. I haven't seen you do anything like that.
Well, I could tell you what I did one time. Would that help?
I don't know. Do you think it would change how I perceive you?
Perhaps. I mean, this one time I kind of tipped someone over the edge mentally to cause him to set fire to a gallery. I think he got killed. I didn't kill him. No, he got killed. That guard killed him, I remember.
Well, why did you do it?
Victor Adams wouldn't let me up into his special room. Also, I think he was murdering his models. So, I just wanted to make his day bad.
Also, I mean, you were defending future models.
I suppose. I wasn't really thinking about that at the time, but I suppose.
Many moral decisions end up being made without totally thinking. I mean, a lot of it happens in the heat of the moment. Duncan once did something really bad, but he did it to protect us, so So he's not bad. And I don't think you're bad either.
Oh, you're so sweet. Come on. Take my hand.
Okay.
I'm going to lead Sophie over to Drake.
Okay, go ahead.
Drake,
Eh?
Sophie wishes to punish you because you hurt these drivers.
I thought they were already dead.
But they weren't. So you killed them.
Stands to reason that if our truck went off route, that someone had probably gotten rid of them. I didn't know.
See, that's what we call here an assumption.
So you didn't think at all that they might still be alive? You didn't think to protect them?
Ma'am, in my line of work, most of the time they would be dead. Already.
Sophie is going to grab Drake by the waist and then just knee him right in the groin.
He's gonna try to block that.
Okay. Sure.
Can I
Strength and
assist-
brawl versus deck. Go ahead.
Can I assist Sophie, like giving her an extra point in brawl by like trying to throw Drake off a bit?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right.
Add another dot to your strength and brawl. You give me dex and athletics.
Mr. Monahan, I didn't take you to be a man for excuses.
Let's wait for the role play in that situation until the nut kick is resolved. Okay. You see her, she grabs you. Yeah, actually do it. Go for it.
Oh no, I was just going to say my hunger is now at 4.
Oh, perfect. She grabs you. She moves to kick you. You go to try to parry it in some way. Bellatrix manages to distract you just enough as you feel a sharp kick in the groin. Take 1 superficial damage.
I say, that's for thinking with your brutes instead of your brains.
Drake is glaring down at her. And then he'll look up at everyone else. My job was to protect the coffin. I don't work on excuses. I was giving my fucking reasoning.
You were giving an excuse when you were proved your reasoning incorrect. You broke the car. You almost destroyed the cab. Take responsibility for your actions on your assumptions.
Nearly called this a masquerade breach. Because, I mean, if anybody actually looked at this cab, who's going to think that something crashed from the back into the cab?
And
Have you ever seen a semi? Have you ever seen a truck wreck with a semi box truck?
I'll look at the front of the truck, and then I'll look at the back of the truck, and then I'll be like, yeah, there's no damage in the front or the back, just the middle.
Weight distribution.
You told us when we accepted you to hire you on for this that you would only kill in self-defense. You said that, and you went back on that, so that's... I'm sorry, but I had to.
Your compulsion is satisfied.
You know what? Fine, I'll own up to a mistaken assumption. However, I was pursuing the individual we thought that had infiltrated the front of the cab. I feel that for all the criticisms y'all are laying against me, I was still pursuing the job.
Without an ounce of critical thought. But let's just keep moving so we can get this job done and part ways.
Someone's got their feathers ruffled, don't they?
Because you're a fucking moron. Just go around the fucking back! All you have to do is walk or run around. Wasn't that hard. You wanted to be big and macho and crash through the whole thing.
I wanted to take care of the enemy.
There's a door on that side.
Let's get a move on.
Drake will
Now.
we'll start walking off. I'll hold a hand out. Give me my fucking gun.
And he'll throw it at his feet. Never liked him anyway.
Not that I thought you could have used it properly anyway.
No. Because I have balls.
I don't mean to alarm you, but and you could see Sophie's kind of shaking a little bit. I don't feel all that well.
What do you mean?
I am just very famished, just hungry, just extremely hungry.
I see. Do you think you can wait till we get back to Coterie territory?
Possibly. Maybe if I just ride in the back of the van away from scrumptious little Rick. Just yeah.
Sure.
I'll keep an eye on her.
You aren't coming anywhere near me, and someone's got to guard the coffin. I'm
You
not
don't
gonna
get to
hurt
say
Lo-
it.
Drake. After that, give me a composure and resolve.
May I blood search this?
Sure.
Four.
I think while you may disagree with how things have played out, and obviously you're a little sore about how that was handled, figuratively and literally, I think you will manage to not go ballistic in this moment. But you will take one superficial willpower damage in order to maintain your temper.
Okay. Drake will close his eyes, crack his neck. As you wish. Now, where do you need me?
I would say with the coffin. She'll look over to Bella.
We have a conundrum. Now that the drivers are dead, somebody needs to drive the truck.
Yes, I was going to get to that.
We could see about Ricky driving. One of us can move toward the car. As long as we don't need to be absolute escorts anymore, it shouldn't be as much of a problem.
Okay. Perhaps have Jackson drive. Look in the cab at the crushed bodies. How bloody is it?
Also, is there a scent of blood when the cab is opened?
If you're close enough, if you're relatively close to the cab, yeah. So go ahead and give me a frenzy check. As for how bloody is it, it's like you squished a handful of grapes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that unspent? Okay, yeah, unspent.
Yes.
I'm just gonna wait until she makes the roll.
Or is it half humanity?
It's
1/3.
30,
Oh, 1/3.
It's 1/3? Okay.
rounded down.
Okay.
Which usually means +2.
Okay, that makes sense. And that one you don't include hunger, correct?
No.
It's a 1.
We are going to go break. Thank you for tagging along so far, and we will see you at the back.
This has been a St. Petersburg by Night production. Bloody Strings is produced in agreement with the World of Darkness and Dark Pack. The storyteller for Bloody Strings is Devlin. Tonight's characters were voiced by Kyrie, Noree, Lekar, Truckexe, MissyMew, and Kendall. Visit our website at stpbnight.com for more information about all of our productions and how you can become part of our community. Thank you for listening. Until next time, fangs, stakes, and claws out.
Thank you, and welcome back. When we took the break, Sophie rolled a 1 success on a frenzy check. So, you immediately smell the blood from the cab. And for the first time, you lose yourself to that hunger as you run airily toward the cab. Bellatrix, as soon as you open the door, you block her, charging your direction.
Oh no. I'm gonna move away from the cab.
Okay. You climb in the cab, which from window to window, wall to wall, completely covered in blood. A lot of it ruined, can't do much with, but there's still a rather significant amount of pulp in the seats. You begin trying to get what you can from what's left over. I think you can slate 2 off of what's left of these bodies. But you're still hungry. As you kind of perk up, blood covering your clothes, you're up to your elbow in your arms, your face. You turn to the closest source to you. Bellatrix. Sophie goes to lunge at you.
Question.
Yes.
If I don't dodge, this is just a question. If I don't dodge, would I? It's possible to like get a bonus if I'm attempting to use the stake gun on her.
So rather than dodge, you would like to whip out the stake gun and try to stake her while she's jumping at you.
Yes. When she gets close enough.
I don't know about a... I'm not sure about a bonus, but she's not attempting to dodge you either.
Okay.
So
All right. I'm gonna go for it.
you still have the info on it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your roll.
I'm also activating
So
Herd
if you would like
mindset.
to give me a strength and brawl. Okay. What is the modifier on the gun again, if you could remind me?
3 auto successes. So
Okay.
be a total of 6.
Sophie lunges out. You very quickly pull out the gun that Edwin gave you months ago. And immediately you see the device shunt the stake forward, piercing Sophie as she collapses against you. And the device is empty.
Pat the mobile Sophie on the back. You've had a hard day, haven't you? Someone put a driver in there that won't freak out. I'm gonna drag her into the back of the truck. Handle it!
Maggie will go get one of the two guys to get into the front. She'll warn them about the blood.
So you're going to tell either Jackson or Ricky to go climb into the cab of the truck to drive it the rest of the way.
Unless we plan on moving everything into one of the cars.
I'm just asking, just making sure. Okay. You guys, Jackson, you go to Jackson and he's kind of like, okay, yeah, I'll drive the truck. Just give me like 5 minutes. He goes into the back of the SUV and he pulls out some large rubber gloves and a large plastic bag, and then goes to where the cab is, and you can kind of hear the bits getting shuffled into the large garbage bag. As you guys get everything kind of situated, you load back up, and everything continues moving. You weren't too far away from the Camarilla border. Give me anyone who's not in the truck a wits and awareness as you approach.
That's 5 successes. I spent willpower to fix Messy.
Fair. Okay. As you're moving, you notice almost as soon as you cross into the territory, there's a long, skinny shadow watching you as you cross through and continue making your way through the dolly. As you try to get a closer look, featureless face, the head just following your direction. Shortly after, you guys pull up to the dolly. You get a message from Jackson. I'm going to pull the truck around back. Don't want any prying eyes.
She'll send back. Smart.
You guys follow after. He kind of takes you to a space more of like a loading dock than you typically would enter through. He steps out of the truck. You see he's like wearing trash bags that he then begins peeling off himself as he steps out, and then kind of drops into the bed of the cab of the truck, closes the door. All right. I'll go let the boss know you're here if you'll just wait by the truck. And he turns and heads aside. You guys have a moment before Edwin comes out.
She's got blood all over her face, doesn't she?
Sophie?
Yeah.
It's on her face, it's down her top, it's covering her arms up to the elbow.
Can I see if he's got more of those cleaning supplies in the back of the SUV?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there like any kind of smocks that we could put on her that she could possibly wear?
Yeah. It looks like he has done a few cleanup jobs.
Okay. Maggie's
Maggie.
gonna get some of those supplies out the back.
Cool. With Maggie's help, I'm gonna clean her up and then... Drake, if you would be so kind with an extra steak, just be ready.
He'll just tip his hat and pull a steak out. Relax.
I'm gonna pull the steak out.
Give me a composure and resolve. Sophie. Here.
Three successes.
You still feel a little hungry, but not nearly as bad as you were before. The steak comes out, your eyes snap open. You're in a completely different space, and you're surrounded by members of your coterie.
Oh, dear me, I don't, not, as I was before.
You made a bit of mess of yourself. Here.
Happens to the best of us.
You just got a bit of the vapors. You're fine.
You're hardly the first.
I don't like, being out like that and waking up in a different place.
I apologize. You were trying to eat me. I don't really... It's a no for me.
I deeply apologize, Bella. I normally have no intention of doing that.
You weren't really in control of yourself, Sophie. You do know about the other you, right? Lurks inside, really hungry usually, likes to tear things up, causes messes wherever it goes.
Well, I mean, I've seen it twice with Nicholas, and I was hoping that it wasn't something that that I might be capable of. I didn't hurt any.
Oh.
Did I?
No, you mostly just ate some of the bits that were in the car, and then I managed to put a stake in you before you attacked any of us. Well, before you actually hit any of us. But, Sophie, it's in all of us. We're all capable of that.
Well, usually when I was, controlled, it was by other, it was by something else, so I guess I'm not used to that. But I'm greatly in your debt for, helping make sure I did not, hurt anyone. Thank you.
You should be careful of those words you say, especially in here. But we'll have a talk about this later.
Right, you're correct. Yes, let me hop to it.
After a few moments, Edwin steps outside. He approaches the truck. You see him kind of turn his head, looks toward the cab, and then over toward you guys. Sophie is cleaned up at this point, or
Cleaned up as good as we can and with a smock on.
Yeah. Kind of looks toward Sophie and then to the rest of the group. I assume you brought the package?
It's in the back.
He moves to the back, climbs up, opens the coffin, examines the body, closes it. Very good. I understand things got a little rocky.
There was some interference.
Do you know by who?
People of Pharaoh's barony, apparently. But they got the wrong truck, they said. Which means the other wasn't a decoy.
No. Jackal, I do believe the guy's name was. He said he was after paperwork.
Jackal, I remember Jackal. Ravnos helped us with the mage problem.
Yeah, he said he picked the wrong truck.
That's curious. He's friends with Pharaoh. I don't understand why. It's not our concern. You let him go?
I did not feel like getting into a fight when we were so close to the border.
And we were already having to clean up one mess.
He goes over toward the cab and he opens it up. Kind of looks about. He seems to kind of linger on the back of the truck. cabin, and then kind of was his brother with him?
No, he was the only one there.
That might not be entirely true.
Well, there were 2 others that attacked.
Are you asking about the damage done to the cab and to the back?
Jackal's brother is a behemoth. You
Oh,
would
no.
rec-
Oh no, that was Wreck-It Ralph over here.
He turns. And this is
Drake just
Mr. Drake Monahan. He is who we hired that by your suggestion.
gives a finger wave.
Mr. Monahan. I appreciate your assistance in this matter. He looks back toward the truck. However, it would, if you're going to continue operating within the confines of this territory, considering where I sent them to find someone, I might recommend exercising a bit more caution.
Yeah, that's been made clear to me.
Glad to hear it.
Yes, I believe Miss Clews knocked some sense into him.
Drake gives a wry shrug, not exactly denying it.
And then he turns back toward Clews. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm fine. But I noticed, I did not see a, behemoth, but it felt like Jackal had something else with him. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it. I really wanted to know where he was going because I felt very fervently that I wanted to punish him for what he did, which I'm not as quite in that state now. But I really wanted to follow him later, maybe, and I felt this sense that maybe he had a friend. I mean, Maggie, did you see any ghostlings upon him?
I didn't look at him in such a way.
I did.
Jackal has a trick he likes to use. The first time that we encountered him, he was staked. We found out that was more illusory. He made it appear as though he was maybe a couple inches to one direction than he was, so they staked the wrong space. It's a trick. He plays a lot of tricks on the eyes.
There were others that he had with him when we did the original pickup.
2 others. One was a Nosferatu, and the other I didn't get quite a good look at.
I never had much contact with Jackal. For a time, he was working for the Seneschal of the city as payment for being released from containment. But after the Seneschal took leave, Jackal took residence in our neutral zone. I understand that he has some business with Pharaoh from time to time, but other than that, I don't hear much about him and he'll go. That said,
Well, you have your body.
I do. I'll make sure this is put in the proper place for the prince to view later. Is there anything else I need to know about?
Well, there was Emmanuel was the one who conferred the trade.
Yes, apparently he replaced Raphael or something, or stood in for him.
It is peculiar that I did not receive a notification of this. I will say I do know Emmanuel, but that is still peculiar. I will look into that myself, but shouldn't be anything you have to worry about. I will have the Harpy reach out to your coterie in order for exchange of payment. Thank you again for what you have done. Again, proving to be another boon to the city. We are very grateful to have you here. I'm going to get this processed, and we will take care of the truck and make sure it's returned to Mr. Farah. You are free to go.
Excellent.
I apologize. This is a little bit of a personal matter. I'm not sure he would appreciate me divulging this, but Gray has been coming to me in regard to learning a little blood sorcery. And I haven't seen him in some time. He's usually pretty focused.
Honestly, we have not seen him either. I've been looking into what has happened to him, but I don't have anything solid.
I see.
I have suspicions, but...
Suspicions?
I'd rather keep them to myself for now. Never good to levy suspicions at people when you don't have any proof.
More than understandable. In that case, that's all for me. He bows to you lightly, and then he and Ricky and Jackson go over and begin to load the coffin onto like a wheeled table and move it into the building.
Maggie will look over at Sophie. We should see about getting you a shower.
Yes, that would be lovely. A nice hot bath.
And maybe a hot toddy or two. Something to take the edge off the rest of the night.
I think we can find someone for that.
I think so.
And
Mr. Monahan, thank you for your services tonight.
Drake will look away for a second. If I'm being honest, much as it pains me to say it, it would seem that your group handled things without needing me at all. And I do pride myself on my profession.
well,
You are a necessary precaution.
I also apologize for my actions toward you. They were not very civilized. It was in the heat of the moment, and I can now apologize to you.
Miss Sophie, honestly, the fact that you landed that is a credit to you. You have my respect, and I understand Even if at the time I was thinking a little more hot-headed. So don't worry about it.
And I'd like to think that despite this hiccup, we'll call it, having someone like you on our side to point at things when we're more out in the open would probably be beneficial.
Drake will look at Maggie. Well, I think most of you made your opinions clear. If you wish to still work together, I will let that be your decision, but I will not say no. Actually, I'm impressed how capable you all are.
I would be willing to continue working with you, as long as you are capable of learning restraint.
I had been sitting around too long. In all honesty, I let myself get too in the moment. I will try to curb that going forward. Besides, there's plenty in the city to keep me around.
You have your uses.
Practical. Well, if y'all want to hold up your end of the bargain, I could use a place in the area to make sure it's safe. And
course.
if you wish further business, just reach out.
What is kind of going in order? Starting with Bellatrix. What, as you begin to break off from the dolly, what is on your minds?
Let's see. There's a lot. First of all, glad no one questioned that I didn't see the third person. Gonna have to talk to Ox about that. That's gonna be soon. Edwin's pretty much confirmed that something definitely has happened to Gray. But Victor was interested in Drake, which means I could use Drake to get closer to Victor. But Drake's dumb, so I really can't tell him that. I have to figure out how to do it subtly. Really, and then start thinking about plans and options to do that.
Drake.
Drake's sore. Like, just not physically anymore, but he's definitely sore about his, more than anything, about his own performance. He's not used to being basically non-essential. Not to mention being back under someone's leadership, for lack of a better word. But pain, failure, and chastisement are the way he learns. And he's not going to he's not going to let pride keep him from learning a lesson that's one bit of pain can teach on its own. He's still pissed. Although now that he has can set up a place of his own, is feeling it's time to look into this Victor person and see whether or not he's going to have to get to work, for lack of a better word.
Maggie.
Maggie is cooling down because it was one frustration built up on another that resulted in a lot of anger. And she usually has a lot better control over herself. So, she is forcing herself to go through some quiet calming exercises as she gets back to where she's going. She's interested in working with this man a little more, mostly because she has use for him because she can't do the full extent of certain rituals that have to be performed. And she is looking to continue what she is doing there.
Matthew.
That man is going to ruin everything he touches. But it's safer to see him doing it. That way we can at least keep an eye on him. Because he's dangerous and volatile, and Matt is probably not going to trust him anytime soon. But better with an eyesight so we can correct or deal with the situation when it happens than him being in the wind and us not knowing where he's at. I'm pretty sure we'll find him, though, because there will be a lot more fires and holes.
Sophie.
Sophie is thinking about the last time that she was transported almost in a similar way, this time being staked and not fully aware, but the previous time being told to stay put until she saw the rabbits while she heard her best friend dying.
You all go on. Find food. Take some time to rest. And then part ways. And it's a couple weeks before you guys will see each other again. But a couple things will happen. First, we'll take a look at a couple of meetups. Starting with Bellatrix. Where are you going? Sometime in the next week.
Sometime in the next week, Bella will have acquired a puppy and a cage for said puppy and sedatives for puppy, and she will be bringing the puppy to Asylum along with a box of donuts and an iced coffee.
Ox. You are at Asylum, waiting for Bellatrix to arrive. And here she seems to have delivered. The scene is yours.
Hello.
Hi.
Come, sit.
I'll sit down, push the donuts and the coffee. Here.
Ah, excellent. He's gonna open the box of donuts. Ah, that's the good stuff. Thank you.
Put the puppy on the table.
Pup. Is it dead?
No, I'll poke it. It's just calm. It's not even dead. It's not even sleeping. It's just very calm. You know, they freak out around us.
Freak out around you? I'm trying to take the puppy out.
It just kind of like ragdolls.
It's broken.
It's just sedated.
I accept. He'll gently put it back.
You can keep it.
I
It
will.
won't be sedated for long. So,
Do you have more of the sedatives?
a little bit. You know, you could just also give it your blood, and then it'll definitely love you.
Ah,
Or you could start with the sedatives. I'll set a little bottle down.
thanks.
Only give me the bottle back. Take out a pen. All right, only give it this much. I'll take a small, like one of those little syringe that you feed it, and I was like, here, see this amount. The 3,
Okay.
fill it
Okay.
up to the 3, and then feed it to the puppy. Or
To
have
the 3.
have
feed the
somebody, not you, because it might freak out.
I
don't
could get Imogen to do it. She does this kind of stuff all the time. Well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Yes. This will work. We'll name you Sir Reginald the Fourth, even though there haven't been 4 others. But your name will be Sir and Reginald. Perfect.
First, middle,
What?
last name.
So, before we get into the business, I want to know what you've been up to.
I don't know. What have you been up to?
I asked first.
Traveling.
Hmm?
Seeing the sights of the city. You know.
Yeah? Like where?
Around.
Yeah.
Interesting parking lots.
Yeah, the parking lots are pretty strange these times of nights.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Weird cowboy bebop seems to be showing up.
Yeah, so does like weirdos and pink cats.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a story about the 2 siblings who had separate sandboxes, and they were very particular about their toys and didn't want to share the said toys, so Dad told them that they could play in their own sandboxes, right? They agreed to stay in their respective areas to not have to share toys. One sibling brought toys over to the other sandbox. That other sibling saw the toys, and then that other sibling started playing with their toys. That made that other sibling pretty upset because the agreement was pre-established. So, I don't know how the story ends, but how would you think 2 siblings about the sandboxes should try and figure out the corresponding sandbox issue?
Well, if one sibling had a babysitter, say, who told them to go into that other sandbox and, you know, retrieve something of the babysitter's, or a gift for the babysitter, apparently, she may have to do that because that sibling doesn't really have much of a choice because the babysitter is requiring that of her.
Okay.
Of course, you know, then that sibling was nice enough to let the brother's friend go off without getting caught in her sandbox.
That's fair. Okay.
While the other sibling was apparently playing with somebody else's toy that was in that sandbox. Wasn't exactly the siblings.
But was in the sandbox.
It was in the sandbox.
Man.
Then again, I'll pull out the hard drive. Maybe the sibling that had to go up there because her babysitter told her might have something on the babysitter that would keep her from doing that again. But she has to see.
Yes, the siblings turn on the babysitter. I like this. Yes, hand it over. We shall take care of the babysitter to keep them out of the prospective sandboxes.
I'll push it over.
Okay. he'll get his laptop out, pull it open. It's got a bunch of like old 80s and 90s dad metal band stickers all across it. RGB keyboard that no longer has a giant knife hole in the keyboard. All right, let's get into it.
Okay. Give me an intelligence and tech.
I would love to. It's not letting me do it in the chat.
Shit. Okay.
Do you want me to roll it in my channel?
Yeah, just do it in your channel.
Okay.
That makes no sense, but okay.
It doesn't. Okay. I'm going to do arousing of said blood. Hunger is unchanged. Gonna burn a will. That is 10 successes.
Takes you no time at all before you crack into this device. And it seems to be mostly video files. See, this particular hard drive goes from this drive goes about 3 months back from when Theo made an offer to the Camarilla to bring back the dead that they had lost in the city. There's a lot. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to go into it, but give me all of it first.
All right. There's probably a good couple hundred, several hour-long videos. You see there's another folder where it looks like some clips maybe have been moved to, but there is a lot of material here.
Oh, dearest sibling, what do you know about this, Theo?
Heard he caused a lot of trouble months back before I got here. Some sort of magic user.
I tell you, mages are annoying, and they're stupid, and their weapons are dumb. But don't worry, I took care of one of their problems. But also, there's a bunch of hour-long, boring videos here and a bunch of weird files. This might take a little bit to sift through, but it's unlocked.
Excellent. I will spend time sifting through it.
Yeah, it's you might find some weird stuff. The babysitter might be into like weird things way deep in this file, but everything's unlocked. So if you find any weird like things that say PH hub or anything like that, stay away from those. You don't need to be witnessing anything like that. Also, you can create viruses on people's phones. If you duplicate it, you can run it on a systematic loop, and then it can make it so other people can't access said files.
Okay.
Yeah. But you said that all the information I'm seeing right now I can't talk about, right?
I would prefer you not until I was out of the city, which will be a very long time. But if I find anything useful, I might pass it to you.
Okay. Go ahead.
So,
Mhm.
Trying to find dirt on the Baron, huh?
Maybe.
Jackal told us. I didn't say anything, but the others might, so be careful.
Where'd you see Jackal?
He was on the bottom of our truck. And then he stopped our truck. Then we talked to him. Well, the others talked to him. I was hidden, but the others talked to him. And he said he got the wrong truck. He was looking for paperwork for dirt on the Baron.
Mm-hmm.
And then we let him go.
Okay.
But the others know that whatever your group is doing is looking for dirt on the Baron. I don't know if my babysitter has a connection to him. That information could get to him, so you should be careful.
Okay. Oh, my dear ugly friend of mine, as he was running to the other vehicle, thanks for not getting, too much. He's useful, so I appreciate you not breaking my toy.
At least scared him a little bit.
Yeah. So, we're good on our sandboxes as long as this information kills the babysitter.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot to go through, but as long as, I have stuff that I can hold over him, that he won't send me on something outside of my sandbox.
Mm-hmm. What was the other curiosity? What was in the other vehicle?
Staked kindred. Someone the Baron didn't want to deal with, so he sent him south.
The Baron is a interesting individual.
I don't know who it is. I've never seen them before. Looks like an old man. White hair, covered in blood, staked. One more question.
Yeah.
I'll pull up my phone and get on Victor's site where he has his photos and pull up a picture of his child, the one that Hodges was talking about, because I know he had a few of them. See if I can get a good face picture.
Oh yeah,
Do you know this one?
You see the image, and you remember that first meeting you had with Jackal and that shed with some of the images that you had. And some of the images were of the first coterie that was called together. And you recognize the individual in the photo as Brighton Adams.
Oh, that's big meat beefhead guy. Yeah, I recognize him.
Oh, well, I think he might be dead, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I have this suspicion that his sire uses... If he doesn't make his models into childer. This would be the second one, though. He uses them for models to do all this. Points to, the weird... It's basically, weird, abuse picture, almost, but it's artfully done.
Ew. Gross.
Yes, and I think he kills them after he's done with them.
Who's the sire?
His name's Victor Adams. He's a Toreador in our territory. I think he's done something with a friend of mine, but I'm not sure yet.
What's your friend's name? Let's find him.
Great.
Yeah,
It's great.
Okay. Don't tell Dad I did this. Going to try and get into the mainframe of the St. Petersburg Police Department and hack into the online cameras and then go into the mainframe and try and find any face recognitions of Gray.
Give me an intelligence attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn another will. 12 with a messy crit.
Your plan compulsion kicks in. As you begin going through this, just picking through shit that you need to get where you need to go. It's not here that you immediately find any kind of imagery, but you do manage to tap into street cams, all kinds of different footage from different possible spaces, and you do see a couple of images. One, him getting into a vehicle. It looks like stepping out of the ascent. And then another of that, you follow where that vehicle goes, and it seems to go into Clearwater. And then it starts going into more of the like private properties that don't have as many public cameras in the area. But you never see the car coming back.
Okay, Dad's gonna be real upset. Anyway, okay, so, real quick, I found it. This is the vehicle you're looking for. He came out of the ascent from here and then drove up through Clearwater. I can't follow it any further though. This area is more residential, so I'm having a hard time actually getting through. Please don't tell Dad that I did this.
Okay. I'll keep it quiet between us, but it just further does it. Victor has some establishments in Clearwater. And the last time I got a ping off of his phone, it was in Clearwater.
Do you have his phone number?
Yeah.
Oh, easy enough. Here, give.
I'll hand him the phone number.
I will
Okay.
just let your crit ride.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a moment.
Don't worry, we'll find this guy. We'll find your dear friend, and then everything will be all peachy, and then they can keep you out of my sandbox.
I don't like your sandbox much.
Hey, not all of us can have the all pretty stuff, okay?
No, it's just... all I want is in my sandbox. I just have to go there sometime. Or one time. Hopefully it's not only one time. Make sure it's only one time.
If things keep going the way they're going, I'm hoping to have a grand sand castle, but we'll see.
Okay. Hopefully no water mains bust and topple that over.
Yeah, the piping here is nuts. The things just explode or have water mains break, and then electricity happens, and then things fry, and then explode some more. Not my fault ever, though. Nope.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Lots of waterworks.
An address comes up. $37,052. Sorry, Road Cedar Lane. It looks like it's just off of Harbor Lake.
So he may not be there, but this phone goes to 37052 Road Cedar Lane. It's right by this lake here.
Okay. Is that the same address that I got from Hodges, or is it close to it?
Pretty close.
Okay.
And it's pretty much just off center from that ping that you got.
I'd check there.
Okay. I will. Thank you.
Anyone else we're looking for while I'm cooking?
Not me, no.
Okay.
When you make the offer, you notice your computer seems to kind of act a little funny. You see it almost seems to, the screen seems to flicker a little bit.
Ooh.
And you just see a couple of glowing orbs with light rotating the edges of them, seeming to kind of transparently present over what you have on the screen.
Hold on, that's not good. Going to boost the firewall. Try and push whatever it is out. Nope. Okay.
You okay?
Nope. Time for a new one. He's going to take it and break his laptop.
Send me what you need, and I'll buy you a new one. You were looking into it from me, so I owe you a new laptop.
Okay, I'll send you the stuff. Best Buy should have it. If not, we'll build it together. We can go to Newegg and we'll buy all the pieces, and then we'll meet up at another time, and then we can place it and we can build it together, and then you can have one and I can have one, and then we'll have matching laptops.
Okay.
Okay. Do that, but now I only have a phone, and I can't do as much. But that's fine. But yeah, I will. I'll send you over what I need, though.
Okay.
Well, I believe that my laptop being broken, and while you have all your stuff, I have my puppy, my donuts, and my coffee. So I will bid you adieu. Stay out of my sandbox, and I'll stay out of yours. Okay? Loves you. Bye.
Bye.
Get up, pick up his stuff, throw it away, and then look at it like, actually, he'll pick it back up, and burn, put it back in the satchel, and walk off.
As Ox leaves, what's on Bellatrix's mind?
One, she'll watch him slightly amused, but like, I know nothing about computers, but I suppose I could still help him build one, and maybe I'll figure something out about it. But then my thoughts will turn to Gray and Victor, and unless someone is trying to frame Victor, which is a possibility, but it's leaning more towards him, and looks like I need to look at this address in Clearwater to see if I can find anything of Gray's last location.
You take the information that you have and you go to the asylum to pursue whatever approach you will take in order to get to the bottom of this. As you leave, we'll transition to Drake. Drake, what are you doing next week?
Drake's finally reached out to Victor, who set up a neutral meeting before he's willing to go along with just showing up at a place that Victor probably has all the cards.
Victor will not really he doesn't agree to step out of the Clearwater area, but he'll agree to meet you at Woodland Park.
That's good enough for Drake. Yeah.
As you head out there, you find a little Victor is seated at one of these tables. He's wearing not remotely close to what you saw him wearing just a couple nights ago. He's wearing kind of a nice-looking sweater that has a hood that's pulled down. Wearing some kind of tight jeans and a couple of pristine tennis shoes, but still a very different kind of presentation than what you saw before. He sees as you approach, and he, please join me.
Drake will take a moment. To look Victor up and down, raising an eyebrow. Well, certainly a bit of a change from your first impression. And he'll take a seat, leaning back casually.
Have you reached out to tell me you've reconsidered my offer?
I'm willing to actually hear the offer a bit more in detail, and we'll see.
You've made some people very upset, darling.
I make many people upset.
You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, I've been dealing with that for... Oh gosh, I don't even keep count anymore. Where do you fit in with it?
I'm just a gardener.
Mm-hmm.
You, though. You are on the verge of irredemption.
Irredemption. Who says I want to be redeemed by them, anyway? After...
Well, if you don't, darling, they're going to quit sitting idly by.
Where was the sense when, in the pursuit for greed and power, they stopped tending Lilith's garden properly? Where's the sense in letting all these beautiful flowers, through pain and effort, stagnate and rot in their precious little holdups instead of doing Lilith's will?
So you had a poor experience with someone and decided that was the whole. How close-minded for someone who allegedly found themselves among our number.
I saw who was there. The whole, the body follows the head, Mr. Adams. The head taken care of. Well, we can see what we can do with the rest of the body.
So I will take this as a rejection then. Because should you not return to the fold, that's not going to end well for you, darling. They are going to come for you. And you might be strong, but there's always someone stronger. There's always someone stronger, and I hate to see pretty things die before the right time.
You know, I've heard some rumors that, about how you handle pretty things.
I just help people achieve perfection. Once they're done there, move along.
The point isn't to waste perfection. It's to, once we've cultivated it, the point is that everything Lilith is trying to achieve is stronger for it. Not
And
just
what makes
cut
you
the flowers.
so much more of a voice for what Lilith wants than everyone else? How do you know better, Mr. Monahan?
I might not, in all honesty. It's entirely possible Lilith sees what I've done as treachery. But I see it, as you can tell, far differently.
Ego will do that to you.
So say I take you up on your offer. What happens then?
Well, I suppose that's between you and those who care.
On their way, are they?
You don't have much time left.
Interesting. Things I hear, bits and pieces. I have a feeling that you might not have as much time as you think either. You're not very well liked
Mr.
around
Monahan.
No, hardly. Just for as much as I make a fuss, you seem to be standing out just a little bit. Can't say about who, but I've heard a few things.
I am a rose. We tend to stand out.
How long
And
have
those
you
who have a
been?
problem with that tend to get pricked.
And how long have you been the same type of rose, without any change, without any growth or trimming?
You speak very boldly for someone in your position.
I learned it. I was taught it.
I will take your answer as a no then.
I don't think you want to take it as a no. Not with me, Miss Adams. And that is a threat.
Good night, Mr. Monahan.
I'll be seeing you, Mr. Adams.
I look forward to it. And he stands up
As do I.
and he walks away from you. What's on your mind as he steps away?
There's that edge of excitement. Drake has been eager to make some sort of progress, make some sort of motion for quite a while now. As he espoused, it's not like to stay put and not do anything towards his goals is stagnation, the very thing he's fighting against. Whether or not he is truly in the wrong does cross his mind, and it is something he ponders often. But in Victor, he's seeing exactly the type of apathy towards anything but what is. And if Victor is going to be a threat, and if Victor is the door which the threat is coming through, it just gives him more reason to kill him and prove himself right.
As you go to leave the park, more cemented in the decision that you were already leaning toward, we will shift to the final scene. We follow Victor as he walks away from the park, continues down the road. A lake comes into view, whereas this large manor is gated. He goes in, opens the door. We see him step and he closes it behind him. He turns around and kind of presses his back against the door and seems to smile at someone. Well, darling, it seems, perhaps your friends won't be so quiet as I thought. He steps forward. It seems I might have a few more seeds to grow here yet. And he reaches forward, and you see the silhouette of a person as he leans up and very passionately kisses them. And then he pulls back a little bit of blood on his lip. What a fine garden it's going to be. He turns and he walks away. The camera pans back to a large wooden cross in the center of a lush and beautiful garden. And at the center, crucified on this cross, is Grey Novak with a stake in his chest. And it's a nice session. Thank you very much for joining us along so far, and thank you to these lovely players. Thank you, Preston, for guesting, and we will see you on the next chapter.
This has been a St. Petersburg by Night production. Bloody Strings is produced in agreement with the World of Darkness and Dark Pack. The storyteller for Bloody Strings is Devlin. Tonight's characters were voiced by Kyrie, Noree, Lekar, Truckexe, MissyMew, and Kendall. Visit our website at stpetbynight.com for more information about all of our productions and how you can become part of our community. Thank you for listening. Until next time, fangs, stakes, and claws out.